For Best Music Coach, my name is Dan, and you are watching a music teacher's reaction live and in real time to the Ace Combat 7 original soundtrack. Now, I've never heard this music before in my life. I've also never played this game, though it does look really cool. But anyway, I'm going to be listening to it, and everything I say, do, talk about, play, and teach is going to be off the top of my head in the moment. I have no prior knowledge or preparation. So let's go ahead and get this thing started with Skies Unknown. Oh. Okay. All right, I have a couple of things to say. All right, number one, beautiful ambient soundscape. Now, as I've pointed out in the past, a lot of times when game composers go in and they make an ambient track, it's not just the ambient track. There was a lot going on in there. In addition to the voicings of the chords, which were beautiful, you had these couple moments where there's just like one little touch of a note here or there, adding some extra color, which takes a lot of love and time and effort to put in. I guess on the other side, I think I may have heard that piece of music before when I was getting a knot in my back worked out at Massage Envy. That's a joke, because a lot of times in places where you get knots worked out of your back, anyway, it doesn't matter. All right, this next one is called Main Menu. I also did like the sounds of the planes. Sorry, it's not going to get more technical from that from me for planes. I think they're cool. I've always wanted to see what a warthog could do in real life, but unfortunately, I couldn't find out. I think that's the coolest plane, because apparently it can hover and stuff. Anyway, let's keep this thing going. This one is called Main Menu. So already here, more is happening. Even though it's still ambient, more is going on. By the way, how are the levels? How's the volume? I feel like I'm loud. Like these stacked fifths in the bottom. There it is. All right, we're going to make the music just a little louder. Okay, so basically what we heard throughout that entire song was basically just the interval of a perfect fifth. Now, if you have no understanding of music theory, what that is in music, we take one note and then we just count up 5 more notes. So a note is like this, and then we count up 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we count up from this one 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have a fifth on top of a fifth. So stacked fifths getting us the sound of that song. And stacked fifths, that's from, you can hear stacked fifths in Message in a Bottle by Sting and the Police. A shout out and a thank you to all our super chatters. I'll read the super chats off to the stream. This next one is called Drag Racer. Oh, fun. So this is Dobro with a slide. Maybe drop E flat. Not drop E flat. E flat standard. Oh, no, D flat. Oh, come on now. Oh, this is sick. Oh, this is sick. The build into this. So yeah, we're drop D flat. Oh, it's not over yet. Good. Oh, this is sick. Oh, this is sick. Okay. That was possibly my favorite build-up into a song ever that I've heard it might be ever. Like, I'm thinking Ain't Nobody by Chaka Khan. I love the way that starts up. And to be clear, the build up where it's like the composer is tricking your ear. Like, when it first started out, I had no idea what the time signature was going to be. Like, it totally tricked me. But then, yeah, the build up, I mean, wow. Another one would be like Undertale by Toby Fox. It's like where you think the beat is not where the beat actually is. Amazing. Love the build-in. Oh. All right, so an interesting moment there. That actually felt, from a chord perspective, a little Final Fantasy-ish to me. Phenomenal. Loving it so far. Very, very, very tasteful. Okay, this next one is called Fort Gray's Air Base Hangar. Oh. Ooh, different that time. So what's cool here is the C major, which basically turns into Dorian. Get lucky. Never let to get some. Never let to get some. Never let to get lucky. 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 Ah. All right. Love that one. I got a little Daft Punk on that. Well, because it's actually a very similar chord progression. What does that want to be? So there it is. No, not to get lucky. Get lucky. Same chords, I think. All right, let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. That brings me back to my gigging days. All right, this next one is called Charge Assault. Now we're building towards something. This is phenomenal. Come on now. Oh, it's that growly bass in there. Okay, something I'm 100% loving that Jetstorm also pointed out is that there's a lot of incredible build-ups that are incredibly well done. All right, so a lot of times build-up can feel too obvious. A build-up can take too long. A build-up can be too short. And sometimes you get the Goldilocks of music build-ups. And we've had quite a few Goldilocks walking around eating like whatever just right temperature porridge is. It sounds phenomenal. It's so fun to listen to. I love like the little things like the and then coming in with like the big chords. Oh, so good. I'm loving this music. This next one is called 444th Air Base. Oh, come on. See? It's like build up. It's like build up. Yo, come on. Come on. Oh, come on. It's not over. It's not over. Oh, now major. Oh, come on. Major third in there. Oh, with a sharp 4? Oh my goodness. Sound now at the end. Yo, hey, if you are someone who wants to compose video game music and you want to do like sort of ambient, like chill stuff, but still has a lot of energy, you should be copying this soundtrack note for note in your DAW as an exercise, in my opinion, just so you can understand and break down how the song is structured. I shouldn't say song, I say piece. How the pieces are structured. Like, wow. Wow, 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 wow. And on top of that, an important lesson too is I'm not sure how much of these guitar parts are actually written out and how much is you find a really good guitar player who really knows how to play and then you're like, okay, do your thing, this is the idea. So I'm not sure if the composer wrote out absolutely every single thing the guitar is doing, or a lot of times when you have a really good instrument player, you actually can get a better result if you say, hey, listen, you're an expert in your instrument, this is the vibe, this is the feeling, now show me what you got. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. All right. This next one is called Eastern Wind. There's our same little idea we heard before. Yeah, it does feel a little Stranger Things, doesn't it, Bex, excuse me. Flirting with that flat 2 there. There it is. Oh! Interestingly, oh, I'm gonna point out something really cool. Love that ride symbol. Oh, a good ride symbol, man. A well-placed ride symbol, man. Oh. Okay. So many things to say on this track. And one surprising connection to Final Fantasy that you might not understand yet, but you will after watching this video. Now finally back to B. Okay, so number one, we definitely have a motif. And the motif is... because we also heard it here. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the surprising connection to Final Fantasy. Most people don't know. How's that for a hook? Okay, so check it out. This song started off in B minor. Then it modulated up by, guess what? A minor third to D minor. Now that modulation of the minor third is something we hear all the time in, well, I've heard in Final Fantasy VII. I'm like, in every single Final... No. I've heard Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we hear that modulation all the time. Now, what's really cool is then the whole theme gets basically played through again with the chords and everything, modulated up from our original B up a fourth to E. So then the whole thing goes... And the cool thing is, too, I think we've actually seen a similar thing happen in Final Fantasy as well, especially in those later tracks. So, an interesting connection in terms of the chord progression, but obviously this composer doing their own thing, and I love it 100%. It's amazing, but I thought I'd point out that little connection between Final Fantasy and this here. Okay. Let's listen to the next one, because this is a ton of fun. This next one is called Unmanned Craft. See, even here, it's like, where's the pulse? Is it the hi-hat? Is it where the strings are showing you the pulse is? That's a wild sound. It's like deep frying a pork chop. There's our deep fried pork chop again. Feeling a slight tempo ramp here. I could be wrong. Now adding layers to that main riff. Beautiful build. Beautiful build. Yeah, exactly, Music Anon. That is some deep brass, baby. Did we just hear an inhale from one of the brass players there? So using this, you hear how the strings are basically alternating between two different notes, which you heard that in the last song as well. Building now. Yeah, come on now. I think we're really going to get it this time. Man, that's some serious tremolo going on in the strings. Oh yeah, come on now. Oh, come on. Come on. Yeah, Inception. Oh, yeah. I hear what you're saying. Rain or Rainy. Yes. Okay, so a couple things. Number one, it's interesting is that we keep on hearing a consistent musical progression from one track to the next. What I mean by that is this. In the previous song, I think we were introduced to the first time to really hearing that flat 2. And then here we have in the main riff that flat 2 thing going on. Hey, real quick, let's do an experiment so you guys understand what I mean by pulse. Okay, what I want you to do at home, or if you're out somewhere where you can't really make a lot of noise, you're just going to pinch your fingers together. But if you're at home, clap your hands together with where you feel the right place to clap your hands with what I'm about to play is going to be. Okay, now some of you going like this. Clunk, cluggy clunk, cluggy clunk. Now where some of you going like this. Clunk, cluggy clunk, cluggy clunk. Now where some of you still going clunk, cluggy clunk, cluggy clunk. Yes? All right, so type of 1 if you're going clunk, cluggy clunk, cluggy clunk. Type of 2 if you're going clunk, cluggy clunk, cluggy clunk. Type of 1 or a 2 in the chat. Okay, we have some 1s, 2s, 1s, 2s. Okay. All right. So we had a couple 1s and we had, so first 1, then 2. 2 based off, okay. Yes. All right. So you guys see how there's a mix of you that are clapping jump, jugga jump, jugga jump. And some of you are clapping jump, juggy jump, juggy jump. But here's the thing. No one told you which one to clap. You felt this invisible thing where you felt like you should clap in a certain place. That is called pulse. Pulse can be, there's 2 definitions for pulse. One, pulse is a sound, but pulse can be a feeling. It's where you feel that invisible pattern of the rhythm, of the beat, of the sound. So that's what pulse is. So when we talk about a composer playing with pulse, it's because the composer is giving you an idea of where that invisible pattern should be but then tricking you and actually putting the invisible pattern somewhere else. So when we're saying that in these songs, the composer is giving us a pulse, or I can't find the pulse, or I'm not sure where the pulse is, it's because the composer is on purpose playing with where we think the pulse should be. How about them apples? All right, cool. All right, let's listen to the next song. We're going to turn that little bit into a short, I think. All right, this next one is called Dual Wielder, which is interesting because typically I think of a dual wielder in terms of like you're fighting with like an avatar and you have two weapons, one in each hand, but apparently one can do it with planes. All right, here we go. All right, come on, let's groove it. Oh, that's sick. That's sick. That's sick. That is sick. Oh, yes, you're right, Musicanauts. Way in the back with the strings. Great ears. At least I think it was. Oh, yes, please. Dance. Let's shout. Shake your body down to the ground and let's dance. Let's shout. Yeah, guitar. Very tasteful. Not overstated, not overdoing it. All right. Awesome thing. So one other thing I want to point out is the term riff, because I'm going to be using that a lot. So a riff is a repeated thing. It's a repeated pattern you can recognize in a song, typically using lower notes. So like this would be low, this would be high. Riffs are typically down here. For example, like... that would be a riff. Yeah, this acoustic's fighting me a little bit, but you get the idea. So riff is something that's low, that's repeated, and so what we can hear is a lot of riffs that these songs are based and building around. So I'll be pointing riffs out to you as we go. So actually, you could even think, and here's the interesting thing, this, when it's played low, a lot of people who are sort of in the rock world, in the blues world, might call that a riff and might not necessarily call that a motif. But because we're in the sort of composition, music theory world, we're going to call that a motif. But you could also call that a riff, especially when it's low. When it's played higher, maybe you'd call it a lick instead of a riff. Anyway, let's keep this thing going with two-pronged strategy. Does that mean we bring our sporks? Here we go. Makes me think of diving. Huh. This is a very different feeling than anything else we've heard so far. It's like taking a little bit of that ambient We also had stacked fifths there again. higher brass there. Really fascinating. So this whole song is built around fourths, really. Like fourth, fourth. I could be making the low G up, but I don't think I am. No, it's in there. Fourths again here. Up an octave from where we just were. Fourths again. With a C. Now I have everything coming together at the same time. This is going to be our finale here. Okay, so I think what's interesting here, and this is a point I bring up a lot. So yes, what we were hearing was intervals of fourths. Now, if you recall from the beginning of the stream, we talked about intervals of fifths, where we start on one note, and we went, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, here we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to do 1 and 4 together at the same time. And then we had that second section, which was like, again with fourths. Here's the interesting thing about fourths. And if you're in my level 2 theory class, you just learned this today. When you invert a fourth, it becomes a fifth. And the whole thing here is like fifths are the power chords, right? So like we really were in the key of C something. We were not in the key of G something, even though right here the lowest note is that G. For me, maybe it's because my first instrument I ever really learned how to play was the guitar. And that's really the filter through which I learn music. I always think of those fourths when they're presented in that riffy way where it's like, I'm always thinking of those fourths as inverted power chords. I'm really thinking of them as a fifth, but we're just making it a little heavy. We're going kind of deep purple on it and inverting that power chord to the fourth, even though the composer's intention may be different. I just want to let you know my bias and why I'm always thinking and why I'm always talking about those fourths as being inverted power chords. It's because I'm kind of filtering the world through being a guitar player. Anyway, let's check out this next one, which is called Tailman. This is very similar to the percussion we're hearing here is like exactly the same idea as what we just heard melodically before. Yeah, exactly, Bex. 5's under the 1. Yeah, those are some phased drums. Reminds me of off of David Bowie's album Heathen. The song is called I Thought About You. I'm hearing plays on the motif here. No insert color, but we heard a gesture at it. Heard a variation of it. There's a really weird artifact happening in the mix on one particular note. No, it's not an artifact. It's like that screaming, screeching thing happening. It's way in the back. Right there. Right there. I thought that was an artifact in the mix, but no, it's... Yeah. Okay, so we had an interesting new line or a new riff get introduced. Now, Michael Garcia, if you have a hard time following along with the examples, just let me know and I'll make it even more simple. There's no worries there. So, for example, a riff is like a riff, a riff, a riff, a riff. You see how I just repeated that over and over again? It was low. That's what a riff is. It's going to be repeated over and over again and it's low. Now, what's interesting here is this particular motif. A motif is going to be basically a fancy word for a riff that could be low or high. So a motif. Yeah, that's repeated over and again. I think that's the first time we've heard this idea so far in this soundtrack. Very interesting idea, and loving it. Okay, let's keep this thing rocking and rolling. By the way, in the chat, I'm loving the extra music comments. It's fantastic. Okay, this next one is called Salty Lake. I think there's one of those in Utah. I'm sorry if I just blew you out, but Zero, the prototype, just said, I detect reverb, I am reverb bot, and I thought that was really funny. This is the same song. Very interesting transition here. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. All day. I'm here for this all day. Oh my goodness. I love it. Sounds live too. They could be fooling my ears. It sounds to me like the guitar and the drums are live. Could be it. The drums could be a sample though. Oh man, and it's just right before it ends, builds up a little bit more. Hey, so that sound that you just heard, I want to point out something kind of cool to you. This is called palm muting. Palm muting. It's when you take your palm and you actually mute the strings of the guitar. And so here's the difference. Here's not palm muted. Here it is palm muted. There you go. I kept on wanting to hit that low E string to go get that. Go get that E flat. Anywho, that's called palm muting. It's when you actually mute the strings on a guitar with your palm. Okay, let's get this thing going with Gunther or Gunter, depending on your pronunciation, Bay. Gunther. So in the back we hear, now that's not quite it, but it's a motif for sure. Our variation on the motif that we had before, our sort of main motif we've heard. Ooh. Interesting. That ba-da-da. Again, that's our motif. Not the full thing. Huh. Ooh, interesting. This is the first voice we've heard. Come on, drums. I heard that tom hit. I thought this was going to fill into something. Huh. All right, guys, I'm going to break something down for you. So, okay, this main motif, we've been hearing a whole lot, this. We're going to put some numbers to this so I can start to break down for you. You can understand how we're seeing it changed and brought back around. So the first note is going to be 1. Then we go to 6, 5, 3, 1. So 1, 6, 5, 3, 1, 6, 5, 3, 1, 6, 5, 3, 1, 6, 5, 3, 1. Now, what was interesting is right here we had 1, 6, 5, 1, 6, 5, 1, and we didn't have the 3. Notice in the main one we have 1, 6, 5, 3, 1, and instead of having the 3, we took the 3 out. So what you can see is the composer is bringing the same idea back, but just leaving one piece of the puzzle out. So it still sounds kind of like it. Instead of right? So instead of having the 3 in there, we just have 6, 5, and 1. And that's what I mean by a gesture at the motif, because we've already broken it down into a motif. Okay, so to be clear, there's a hierarchy. So a hierarchy would be a theme. A theme would be like ram bum bum bongi dum ram bum bum bongi dum dum bongi dum. Sorry, I just messed that up. But you get the idea. The Imperial March. Okay, now if I just go bum 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 bongi dum, that's a motif. So a theme would be bum 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 bongi dum. And I'm sorry, I think I'm singing it wrong. Bong bongi dum. Anyway, so the point is you take part of a theme. Part of a theme is a motif. What we're hearing here is part of a motif. So we're hearing like variations on the motif. And again, I'm so sorry. I think I did sing the intervals wrong on that. I know anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay, but you get the idea. So we have a theme. That's the whole idea. That's all the notes together. A motif is just picking out bits of it. And then what we're hearing here is that one motif is getting turned around, and it's like Play-Doh. It's like being pushed into different shapes. Okay. That's going to live forever on YouTube. Okay, this next one is called Rescue. This is where I think the pulse is. Exactly, Tujin. Yeah. Time signature is 4-4. One, 2, 3, 4. The kick snare. Now here. All right, there you have 9, right? Or 4 and 5. Yeah, it's like 4 4s, then 1 5. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 5. Sorry, that was 5. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Love that synth line. All right, so what do I mean by snare and kick? All right, so this is actually on page 29 of my music theory book that did hit #1 bestseller on Amazon. And no, I will not stop saying #1. Anyway, so look, we have the snare right here, okay? And then we have the kick right here. These are two different drums. And what happens is in 4/4, we have, and I know a lot of you know this, but some of you don't, so it's gonna be interesting. So 4/4, we have kick. Kick's gonna be this low, this black dot down here, and snare is gonna be this black dot up here. So we have kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. And that's how we know for sure we are in 4/4. Yeah. You see, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, snare. Okay. By the way, if you want to grab a copy of that, that's on sale on Amazon right now for $29.99. But if you want to grab a copy for like $10, there's a link in the chat. It's a free download. On the second page, after you grab that free download, you're going to get an offer to grab that book for $10, digital copy. Go grab it now. So it's free download. You could get the 10 things every gamer should know about music theory. It's going to be a free thing, free download for you. Next page, you can grab a digital copy of the book. Okay, this next one is called Mother Goose 1. Oh, Mother Goose. Oh, reminds me of Top Gun. And that was sad. All right, let's go. Ooh. Welcome, Meister. Oh, love that. Those strings just sliding down, modulating. Oh my goodness. Oh, we've not heard strings like this since Elden Ring. Huh. Interesting bass drum hit at the end there. All right, guys, we're going to listen to one more for today. We're going to do multiple parts to get through all these songs. So hit like, subscribe, and crush that notification bell so you know when the next stream is gonna be. This next one is called IUN Debriefing. Let's check it out. Oh, where it's hints at the motif. Up a minor third. There it is. That's 6531. That's the whole thing. All right. Hey, thank you all so much for watching and hanging out. I'm going to read some super chats. You're more than welcome to hang. Let's go full screen. Full screen online. Engage full screen mode. Okay. Matthew is upvoting Banjo-Kazooie. Pikachu says, Matthew, thank you for your support. Pikachu says, you want to love Keiki Kobayashi's work on this OST. Split upvote for Xenoblade 2, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. You got it, Pikachu. I'm doing some math. All right. Let me see. Thank you, Pikachu, for your support as always, and for helping me out finding soundtracks and the actual links and things. Komradsky says Ace Combat Zero, as always. You got it, Komradsky. Igor, sorry, says this goes toward Ace Combat Zero. You'll love it to bits. Excellent. Ace Combat Zero getting some upvotes to die. Scientician, staunch supporter for 6 months, half a year. Thank you for your support, Scientician. Scientician goes on to say, gotta keep Super Metroid near the top of the list. Also, hi, Scientician. Bex Lizard says, keeping Final Fantasy VIII at the top. You got it, Bex. King Peggy, member for 4 months, Kazoo Club. Thanks for hanging out, King. Bex Lizard, staunch supporter for 6 months. Says, wow, me too. Love this channel. Lap. Hey, Lap. Lap says, loving the streams. Seeing reaction to Mother 1 and 2 was great. Would love to see reaction to the finale in the series. And my favorite, Mother 3. You got it, Lap. I'm really looking forward to that for sure. ODST Logan says, love the OST reactions, and I'm glad you enjoy them so much. If you want some pipe organ choir dubstep, now that is a subgenre if ever I've heard one. Some pipe organ choir dubstep, then I recommend the Warhammer 40k Mechanicus OST. You've got it, Logan. We're gonna make that happen. Sounds like an excellent time too. Backpack Hermit says, I don't know how OST requests go, but as I said, I'm sure you'd adore the OST of Night in the Woods. It's Undertale level quality, and it has large variety. Thank you, Backpack Hermit. Yeah, so the way Super Chats work is all you got to do is you just Super Chat, and you tell me the name of an OST you think I should listen to next, and then we have a whole list. You can find the list. The link is in the description. And then we just upvote based on Super Chats, and that's what I react to next, whatever gets to the top of the list. So for example, next Saturday, we're going to have a new round of 5 new OSTs. It's going to be real exciting. Whatever the top 5 are next Saturday after the stream, they're going to go, and then all the members, all the subscribers of the channel, then vote the order we do those 5 in. So whoever Super Chats gets to decide what goes on the list, but then everyone gets to decide the order that we do the top 5 in. It's going to be really fun and really cool, and anyone is welcome to Super Chat, and anyone is welcome to upvote. Yeah, man. Says it's been so long since I made it on time for a live stream. Well, you are more than welcome. It's great to have you here. Full-time work are a killer, LOL. Yes, I understand. Just bought and beat this game this month. Ooh, so it's huge coincidence indeed. Off topic, but if you haven't listened to the Golden Sun OST, this donation is for it. You got it, yeah, man. Golden Sun. Equus Stenchman. Hey, Equus. Equus says, I am a single issue voter, and I'm once again voting for Disco Elysium. Excellent, Equus. Well, thank you so much for your vote, your support, and your super chat. Meister. Papala. Welcome to Best Supporters Ever. All right, Meister, you got a couple things you need to do. Number 1, today is the last day for membership. Every members get to vote for the OST as well. But there's a private thing in the members tab. You're gonna go into the members tab. There's a post that I put there. It says vote for your OST. And what you do is you vote for your OST, and then I'm gonna count the membership that you pay. So like whatever the quantity is for the best supporters, that's gonna add for whatever you vote on the list. So members get an extra vote every month. So go ahead and check that out. And obviously, if you want to become a member, become a member. Also, since your Best Supporters Ever tier, look out for the AMA. That's what we're going to do next week. We do 1 AMA a month for Best Supporters Ever and above tier members. Elijah Y, Best Supporters Ever 2 months. Oh, yeah. Thanks for hanging out, Elijah. Pikachu says, also, I'd like to split this super chat between Final Fantasy VIII and Nier Replicant. You got it, Pikachu. I will make that split happen. Thank you all so much for hanging out and hanging with me. Now that you all are here at the end of the stream, I just gotta say thank you so much for hanging out all the way to the end with me. Please hit like, subscribe, crush that notification bell, and guys, if you are a gamer and you want to understand more about the music and your favorite games, there's a free download for you. It's in the chat. Click that link. Go grab some free info. It's going to help you understand your favorite video games better. I will see y'all next time. And take care. Remember, there is no limit to your success, and there's no limit to what you can accomplish in this life. I love you all. Thank you so much for supporting me to do this. And I will see y'all next time. Bye. Oh, hang on. We forgot one. Elijah Y says a very sleepy upvote for Nier Replicant. Caught it, Elijah. See you next time. Bye. Thank you, Elijah Y.